Hello, my name is Anne, and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits podcast, episode 193. If you're new, go grab a cup of tea, you'll need it. You will not need a biscuit today, it won't be very long. We're going to be talking all about knitting and crochet today. Every other Monday is knitting and crochet, and every Wednesday is floss tube, in case you didn't know, because I also cross stitch. And I embroider. And I dye yarn. And I make bags. Anyway, get a cup of tea. I do have a finished object. Oh, I'll just tell you what I'm wearing before we get going. In case you ask. This is my ranunculus. It is the second one. Or was this the first one I made? No, I think, yeah, this is the second one I made. And this is my own hand-dyed yarn. And, yeah, it was two different skeins. One was just gray, and the other was this really pretty gray and rose color. So, yeah, I made that, oh my gosh, I think last year. The whole pile of us at our knit group all wanted to make one. So I made two because I loved the pattern so much. Which brings me to a point. How many of you knit the same pair of, say, socks, the same sock pattern, or do you just make it once and that's it, you've done it? I am to the point now where the original socks I made are all wearing out, and so I'm needing, and I love that pattern, and some of them are my patterns, some of them are patterns from other people. Helen Stewart has fabulous patterns for socks, and so who's the other one I really love her socks? Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, love her sock patterns. So I've started redoing socks to replace the ones that are rubbish. And I mean, it's not like I could save them. It's not like they have a hole in them. They're just falling apart because I wear them that much. So I've started remaking sock patterns, and I'm having such a blast. Like remembering the pattern, and oh, I love this. I love doing that. Case in point, my spooky spider socks. But before I get into them, I should show you my finished object. Oh, I'm rambling today. It's going to be a crazy one. I've not been well for the past 2 weeks. Kind of. I've had a cold, and I've been very tired and had low energy, like really ridiculous. 2 naps a day, low energy. And I didn't know if it was part of the cold or the fact that my Sean went back to Nova Scotia and I was missing him and I was just feeling low. I've had no energy. But yesterday was the first day I had energy, and today I feel like I have enough energy for 10 of you. So let me get back to where I was. I finished my little ankle socks. Now, this was a pattern. This is not my pattern. It's just a plain vanilla sock pattern by, I think it was Christy Houghton. What were they called? I have to look back in my notes to see what they were called. They were called. What were they called? You should be shouting out now because you all, Vanilla Shortbread by Christy Houghton, and they're free on Ravelry. And what I did in the first sock was I tried to put a stripe, and I should have done 2 rows, not 1. And so I didn't really feel like pulling it back out and starting again. So I left it. But when it came to the second sock, I didn't bother. I just did it the amount of rib that you needed. So these are finished. These are my lovely little ankle socks. I love them. I like wearing ankle socks in the summertime. Of course, our summer is just about nearly over here in Canada. If you didn't know, I live just outside of Ottawa in Canada. And I've lived here for, right now, 40 something years, I think. Yeah, something like that. And originally from Liverpool, England. Came to Canada when I was 25. This is my Canadian accent. I am bilingual. I speak Scouse and I speak Canadian. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to... Okay, I'm calm down. Calm down. The spooky spider socks. So these are in my little bag. This is the Netherwood bag, and I am using this gorgeous yarn. This is from Woolen Woman Fibers, and this is gorgeous. I am loving every second of this knit. And they also sent me a mini to go with that. So this, my spooky spider socks was the featured pattern in their July box. So here they are. I started, you haven't seen me for a month, but 2 weeks ago I did a live where we cast these on YouTube. So I don't know if you've seen that, but anyway, here is my spooky spider socks. You can see the spiders coming down the leg on their little... It's harder to see with this yarn because it's so multicolored, but when you see it in a plain yarn, you can definitely see the strings that the spiders are coming down on. This is a cute stitch marker they sent me as well. Isn't that cute? Little, because this particular box was called To Ghoul for the Pool, and because it was their July sort of summer box. So this is cute. And so my heel for this is called the Hourglass heel. And this is what I'm saying, like, I have not knit these socks for, when did I design these? A year and a half ago. And my socks are starting to wear out. So I was quite happy that they appeared in this box and I could knit them again. I mean, I could knit them again anytime, but you know what I mean? I hadn't thought about them for a while. And I have loved making these little spiders. They're so cute, and it's such a nice, easy, rhythmic pattern. And then once you've got the last spider, you knit down to a certain length before you start your heel. And then you do the heel. And now I'm at the point now where I'm knitting to another certain point, which I think is 3.5 inches from where you would start your toe. I forget what the pattern says, or where the, I think so. Because there's going to be more spiders at the bottom and then they fall into the toe. So, and I'm going to do the toe in this color, I think. Because I'm pretty sure I should have enough yarn to do the 2 heels and the 2 toes. It was a 20-gram ball, so it should be plenty. So this is what I cast on during the live 2 weeks ago. And we had quite a few people on. It was lovely. I had a lovely chat with everybody. And then, yeah, now I've just been working on these in the car or just at home because I've just really been enjoying knitting on them. And I've really been enjoying using my zings. And I don't like that this curls a lot, to be honest with you. I don't like that. But I love the feel of these needles when I'm knitting. So that is my spooky spider. And that's what I mean about knitting an older project again. You know, like when I made this, I knit this one after the other because I liked the pattern so much. Would I do that again? No. Would I knit this again at a later date? Yes, because I liked this pattern. So when these start to get worn out a bit, I will most definitely be knitting another one, probably with longer sleeves, because I just put 3/4 length sleeves on these, and it's got a lovely I-cord bind off for the cuff. And I would make it a lot longer. But, you know, that's the beauty of knitting something for the second time. Once you've knit it the first time, or the third, once you've knit it already, then you can make whatever adjustments to your body because you know how it's going to fit. The only other thing I've really worked on besides finishing the ankle socks off and working on the Spooky Spider is I have been working on my Summer Breeze crochet top. And I've been really enjoying this as well. When I needed a break from knitting, then I've been doing it. This yarn I got when I was in England a year last May. Gosh, I can't believe it was that long ago that I met up with the Disley sisters. Oh, was it that long ago? But I guess it was. And I got this yarn and I started knitting it as a sweater, and I did not like it. It's a linen cotton viscose blend, and I don't like the twist in it. I don't know if you can see that. And there were an awful lot of knots in this, as you would, you know, where it had been joined together, and I didn't like that. So I had got almost to the front done, almost got the front of the sweater done. I just did not like how it was coming out. So I didn't like the feel of it. I didn't like holding it. So I ripped it all out and started this crochet sweater. And I really am liking this. This is the Summer Breeze. And it has, this is the sleeve. And you can leave the sleeve as a cap like this, or you can make it much longer. You can do 3/4 length, you can do a full sleeve. I think I might try a full sleeve on this if I have enough yarn. And then the body is just straightforward half double crochet. Couldn't think of the word. So it's really nice, and it had a lot of nice work at the top. You start at the top there, and I really liked it. I'm really liking it. I haven't tried it on. Should I try it on? Hang on. So here's where I had to take my other sweater off because I couldn't get it on. But here is, oh, showing the bra. Here's where it is so far. And I think it's going to fit lovely. So I just straight crochet down now till the length that I want, and then deal with the sleeves. And you also, I think this is finished off by a single crochet or slip stitch or something to make it look a bit more, you know, normal. But that was a bit more than you bargained for, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm really quite pleased with how it's turning out. And like I say, it's just straightforward crocheting until I get to the length I want. And then I think you do something like this along the bottom to sort of finish off the, this pattern here, to finish off the waist. So yeah, so that's coming on nice. I'm enjoying that. So when I feel like I just need a bit of crochet, then I go to that. I do like crocheting and it goes quicker than the knitting, but it uses a lot more yarn. So I just have to be careful. I think I've got 2 more balls of yarn of that yarn. So I just have to make sure that I've got enough. And I think once I've got the length finished and I'm ready to work on the sleeves, I'll have to divide, I think, what yarn I have left, so that I can just use one to make the sleeve as long as it gets before I do, so I have enough for both, if you know what I mean. I also did a Zoom yesterday, and the reason I did that was because I've always wanted to try. Martin from Knit365 does them quite often. What's the matter, Toby? You want to get up again? Gets down, gets up, gets down, gets up. Do you know what? I think I've put this on backwards. Never mind. I'm not taking it off again. No. So Martin of Knit 365. Oh, I have to take it off. It's driving me mad. There we go. I don't know if you could tell a difference, but I could. Anyway. Yeah, he does quite a few little zooms and he puts them on YouTube. And I think I know how he does that. What I don't really know is how he gets the word out that he's going to do it. And here's the link. I need to ask him that. So what I did was on my Tobyknits and Friends, if you're not a member of Tobyknits and Friends, go join. It's free to join. I do check to make sure you're not a robot or any of that stuff. And so I do have to let you in. But once you're in. And it's a place for us to share our products and our, not products, our projects that we're all working on. It's somewhere for me to see what you're doing, because I don't see what you're working on. You see what I'm working on. And I wanted to do that in real time. And when I do a live, I'm able to talk with you at the same time, which is lovely, but I can't see you and I can't see what you're working on. And because we were doing the Spooky Spider sock along, I wanted to see how everybody else was working on theirs. So, oh, got an itchy nose. I tried a Zoom. And I didn't give a lot of time, I will grant you that. I put it out there that I wanted to do it a couple of hours beforehand on my Tobyknits and Friends group page and put the link. And then I was thrilled to bits. Hannah joined me, and Hannah lives in Sweden. I had the best chat with her. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And she was working on her mitered square blanket, because she's already made the Spooky Spider socks. Some people are very quick at these socks, no. Me, no, because I do 10 other things. Anyway, she started me getting to think about my mitered square blanket. Hannah. So I dug it out, and I think I want to start working a little bit more on it than I did in the beginning. And I have, I think, 2 of them. Let me show you them. So I have 2 of them. This is the first one I ever started. And this one, I wanted to do it originally. I had got yarn from one of my favorite UK dyers, which is Ellie Jones of Craft House Magic. I had gotten an advent from her, and I wanted to use the yarn to make the squares. No, it wasn't an advent. It was, I joined a club and I was getting yarn like minis each month. I think that's what it was. So what I did was I interspersed the colors originally with white. And this is how I originally did them. And each row was a month of her color. But then I got fed up doing the white. So I stopped working on it. And then I had this brilliant idea at the beginning of the year that I would go back to mitered squares and I would just put all the colors around the edge. So leaving the middle with this checkerboard, and make a big blanket going all the way around all 4 sides, and just keep going all the way around all 4 sides. But on the 2 main sides, keeping one white block and making it look like a diagonal. So there'll be one coming this way. And obviously I have some yarn on my needle. And there'll be one, I think, going this way here. So I think at opposite ends, something like that. So it looked like a big X of white. So that is what I had thought I would do. I would just carry on with my mitered square blanket. I don't even know what color this is. Where's the yarn? Oh, it fell on the floor. Oh, there it is. This pretty color. And again, I think these are part of her things where she dyed them up. So I think I want to work on this again. So, and get this going. Hannah. Short vault. But I do like mitered square blankets, and it's fun to just pull a color out and then get going on it again. So I've got it in this bag with the whites and a bunch of colors to go next by the look of it in there. The other blanket that I had started, mitered square blanket, was this one. And that one, the diagonals, I think, go all one way. The diagonal in the middle. This one, the diagonals go different ways. They started here. This was my center. And they go like this. And then the diagonals will all go in different directions, if you can see what I mean. This is a little bit harder to think about when you're working on it, but I like it. And this particular one is all the yarn that I have hand dyed myself over the past, gosh, when did I start? 2 years, a year and a half ago. I don't dye as much as I used to, but I at one point was doing a color a month, and now I just do it for fun. I'm doing a craft show in October in town, and I've actually got some yarn downstairs soaking, and I just did this yarn last week. I may have shown you this, I don't remember. This is one I've just dyed up, and I call this one, or I think I'm going to call it Tropical Christmas, because I just love all these colors. They're very beachy vibe and Caribbeanish colors. So, and this is a BFL, Blue Face Luster yarn, fingering weight, and so yeah, I've done 4 of these, and I've got 3 downstairs of a soft sock soaking, and those I'm going to I want to speckle them in Christmas colors, like proper Christmas colors. So we'll see what happens there. And the other thing that I did want to work on, and I might be a bit late for this. Oh, I gotta remember to put that back in the bag. Where did that one come from? There. I'm doing this, the sweater on a 5mm, the crochet sweater on a 5mm hook. And the other thing was, I started this last year. It's so cute. Look at the little bead. I crocheted this last year. That's the head, obviously. And it's a ghost. So I don't have a picture in here of it. It's on my iPad, but if I can remember to put one here, I'll put it here. So it's a little girl ghost, and yeah, so I'm excited to get, and I can't for the life of me figure out what color I was going to do her dress, because I don't think I was going to do it in white. There's so many colors in this bag that maybe it was a purple one. Anyway, I don't remember. But I thought I'd like to get this finished for Halloween. Wouldn't that be cute? Can you all guess who's probably going to take this home when they see it? So, yeah. And I brought one of them 2-tiered decorative trays. I don't know what you call them. And I thought I'd put that in the middle of my dining room table and decorate it with Halloween things, cross-stitch and knitted. Like, I'd put that little ghost in there, and when I finish it, stuff like that. But we'll see. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. It's not much, I know, but I have started to get my little knitting mojo back. I'm quite happy about that. It must have been a summer thing that I just fell off the wagon with it. But I'm really enjoying it now. So I will be back in 2 weeks for another knitting and chatting. And let me know below if you would like me to do a knitting Zoom. And I need to know from you, do you want it evening, daytime, weekend? Like, give me some ideas, and I will attempt another one with all my knitting buddies, and we can have a good chit chat. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.